enrollment. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
The following is a paid program and does not necessarily express the views or opinions of Equity Media, its management, staff, or affiliates of WBOK.
Hope you're enjoying something good on your lunch break, and I thank you for tuning in to listen to us. And today, you know, we're unscripted today. We're just gonna go with it.
Yeah.
And today we have none other than I know you already know this person. She is one of the co-hosts of the Front Porch, and she will be assisting us on Friday for the Phenomenal Woman Empowerment Conference. So I'm going to introduce to some and present to others my friend who I've always been around and always enjoyed to see, Miss Kimber White Dupree. Miss Dupree, can you tell the listening audience who you are?
Good morning.
Because I know most of y'all probably listened to the show prior to this one, and I hope they stayed on the line. But can you tell everybody who you are and what you do and
all that
and
good
we're going
stuff.
to get into the business.
You got it. Good morning, everyone. Well, good afternoon and hello again. Many of y'all just got off of the Front Porch. And so now I'm kicking it with Edward on speaking about what's going on with the Black Chamber of Commerce. And I'm super excited. Well, not just about what's going on this Friday, but I have been able to attend a few of the events that happen on Fridays well. First Fridays. We got to hang out at Willie Mays. What about a week ago or something like that? We hung out. And so if you all are interested in connecting with young professionals, that's another opportunity to do that. It's always a good vibe and a good opportunity to sit down and chit chat. So I am the co-host of the Front Porch here at WBOK. I also used to host the Wake Up Show here as well. I am an educator, a native New Orleanian educator here in the greater New Orleans area, business owner, artist, dancer. Yeah, I do all the things.
Yeah, all that above.
Yes, all the things. Mom, wife, all the good things. And so I'm glad to, stay on and talk to your listening audience because this isn't normally my time frame.
Oh, yeah. So she is definitely Black to business. And we will have our DJ for Friday calling in, DJ Shan Lee. So if any of you follow her or listen to her, she will be on the ones and twos on Friday for the Phenomenal Woman Empowerment Conference, which will be here Friday, October the 24th, 2025, from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. At Xavier University in the ballroom on the third floor, right above the Student Union. So if anybody wants to call in or phone in, you can do that at 504-582-9422. So, Ms. Kenya, please enlighten the people as to what you are bringing on Friday to the Phenomenal Woman Empowerment Conference.
So a couple of things. Surprise, surprise. The Front Porch will be broadcasting live from the conference on Friday, but also I will be hosting two of the panels on Friday as well. Two of them that I was super excited to participate with because they're things that are important to me. Now, really, if I'm gonna be real honest with you, all of the segments that you have for the panels are pieces that are of interest to me because you have like the health conference that's going to be taking place, and then you had like 4 or 5 different panels that were on there.
Right.
Remind me.
So let me run down the agenda. For on Friday, registration will start at 9 a.m. Then we'll have opening remarks at 10 a.m. and that will be by the American Cancer Society, Black Woman Voices, Alzheimer's Association of Louisiana, the Montreal Convention Center, New Orleans and Company, Sisters Supporting the Sisters of Baton Rouge, and Ms. Hollis from the Lieutenant Governor's Office. We also expecting Councilman Oliver Thomas to have remarks, Councilman Freddie King III, Councilman Eugene Green, and then after that, on 10:30, it will be Ladies in Politics, and in that particular panel, we have none other than Delisa Boyd, and also Councilwoman Leslie Harris, that have confirmed that they will be there. I've reached out to, at the time she was Councilwoman Helena Moreno. Now it's Mayor Helena Moreno. Mayor-elect Helena Moreno. And also I reached out to, prior to her becoming Sheriff-elect, but Sheriff-elect Michelle Woodfork. And at 11 o'clock, it will be Sisterhood, Ladies of the Divine Nine.
Now that's the first panel. I will be moderating, and I'm happy to be a part of the Divine Nine myself, but also to sit with in the sisterhood, because it is that, like we josh and we kid and all, we rib, we do all of the things, but it's all in fun and in love. People who see this from the outside, be getting their feelings into it, and it's like, listen, hey, if you're not in, you can't participate. This is not for you. So I'm super excited about that particular panel because I know there's some conversations about how we can activate our organizations to do more in the community. Because right now, we all we got.
Oh yeah, and what most people don't realize that fraternities and sororities, especially, is a business.
Yes.
Everybody that sits in the chair as bosses or as president of the chapter, that is the CEO of that chapter.
Yes.
And it's business, and you got to run it accordingly, because if you don't, you get in all kind of trouble, and you're dealing with a lot of people money. So participating in that particular panel will be the Sisters of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, Sisters of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, and as well as Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated. And then after that panel, we will have at 11:30, it will be How to Start a Business by Ms. Courtney Roy, who is the owner of DBA. And at 12 noon, which will be lunchtime, and the speaker for the luncheon will be none other than I am Kristen Tucker, who was my radio guest on last week. And at 1 p.m., we will have a DOTD training/workshop. And at 2 o'clock p.m., we will have the panel of lady medical leaders. And that will be with Dr. Talkeisha Davis of New Orleans East Hospital, Dr. Tanya Moore of Osna, and also Ms. Candace McKinney of the Elise Phlebotomy Training Academy. And after that, we're at 2:30, we will have our final panel, which is We Got Now, Lady Carnival Organizations. And on that, we will have the Mystic Crew of Femme Fatale, Crew of Athena, and representation from Crew of 90.
Yes, and that's also another panel that I will be moderating as well. And I'm super excited about that. I am elated to see so many women crews, but super crews, because these are large memberships.
Right.
And they are doing big things. So shout out to the ladies who got now, and I can't wait to see y'all on Friday.
Oh, yeah. So, and right now we're still selling tables. We're still selling tickets. We still have vendor spots available. And guess what? During this radio show, we're slashing the prices. Everything is 50 off.
Okay.
So the tables are now $500. The tickets are $50, and vendor spots are $100. So come on out. Please see the Eventbrite and get your tickets, get your tables, get your vendor spots. And after that, at 2:45, we will have closing remarks. And at 3 o'clock, we will close out in prayer. Because, as always, especially in the Black community and the Black family and I do view us as family. You know, the family that prays together does what?
They say they stay together.
They stay together. So
Yeah.
we're gonna open in prayer and we're gonna close in prayer.
Okay.
And everything is gonna be mindful and everything is being and gonna be in good spirit. And I want I visit us to be an uplifting event and to empower and uplift everybody while they're there. Because I went to conventions,
Mm-hmm.
empowerment conferences, and things of that nature, and everybody just talk,
Mm-hmm.
and it was very boring. So I do not. I pray and I hope that this is not a boring event. So the food should be good and the conversations shall
Oh,
be
the
great.
conversations are gonna be top
And
tier.
after that, hey, we're gonna keep moving this thing and we're gonna keep grooving this thing, and we're gonna be black to business as always.
Of course. Now, as you are sharing the information on Eventbrite, I did share this to some college students. Now, is there a student pricing like for our college age kid?
Oh yeah,
Okay, cool. Because I did let some of the kids here at Xavier University know. Suno, they're a little busy because it's homecoming week. I wore
Okay.
my Suno shirt today.
got it.
Yes. But also, if we could reach out to the other universities here, of course, at Dillard, to get them involved as well, because if we get everybody informed younger, then when they step out into the professional world or step out into the world of entrepreneurship, they have those networks together of who they can access to get support from. Because that's really what hangs us up. It's not that we have the lacking ability, it's that we get to places and it's like, well, where do I go? Where do I go for this support? So I'm hoping that the conversations that are held on Friday, they lend themselves to us building networks amongst our community to help us go farther, because they say that we can go farther together.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and that's one of the things that we've been talking about, because we often speak of the rebirth of the New Orleans Regional Black Chamber of Commerce. And like I tell everybody, this is not the one that your forefathers had, and this is not the one that most people look at. We want to do things anew. We want to bring back the ambassadors program. So when you speak of young college students and young adults, we want them or those persons and those people to be a part of that program. So then they could be the next leaders of the organization to keep moving it forward and to keep it going. So on yesterday, I was on a radio show. It was with Big. It was on 102.3.
Okay.
And it was with Big somebody, and I
You're
the
not
name,
sure.
The name eludes me.
Okay.
But it was a good show,
Uh-huh.
and when it was real talk,
Okay.
we had real conversations. And one of the conversations that we spoke of was about Black Wall Street in New Orleans.
Yes.
And one of the things that I said was that New Orleans did have a Black Wall Street before. It was on Claiborne Avenue,
Okay.
and before the interstate,
Yes.
and before they took all the trees down and built the interstate, that was a thriving, growing black community where there was a lot of black businesses that was all up and down the street.
Yeah, but that's not the only one. Of course, we had Dryads.
Right.
And we had different places on Magazine, and but right now the black, we literally call Bayou Road Black Bayou,
Okay.
or we call it Black Bayou because of the black ownership and the cultural space that it is for black businesses, and the different businesses that are up and down Bayou Road can be a representation of what our community can do to sustain itself. And it's just a small area
Right.
of land, but if you go up and down that road to look at the businesses that are there that feed and fuel black communities, that's one of the spaces that we can go. And there are multiple places that we can go, but that's one in particular. They just had Home Fest that had concentrated black dollars, and throughout that day, most of the money that was spent from the businesses and into the businesses was put back into, like, it kept circling inside our
Right,
community.
right.
And that's what we have to start capitalizing on, is keeping our money that we earn in our communities and feeding the families that look like us. And it sounds divisive, but if we don't take care of each other people right now, they having their own fight. We don't have to fight alongside them. We can maintain ourselves with our own stores.
Oh yeah. So when things like that happen, if you're a black business and you're not a part of the New Orleans Regional Black Chamber of Commerce, please reach out to me at 504-343-1138 or NORBCC.chairman2025 at gmail.com. Once again, please call in or phone in at 504-582-9422 to be a part of the conversation or add something to the conversation. Or if you have any questions or anything else, please reach out to us. So, Sister Kimball,
Yes.
what else do you envision for not only Friday, but moving forward with everything that we're talking about?
So Friday, with the conversations that are going to be had, one, politics, women in politics and making their place in politics. I'm looking forward to the spark being lit for young leaders because, quite honestly, if we don't start teaching them young, then it gives them a longer road to find out information for them to be in service as adults. So right now is the opportunity to reinvigorate people who are already in those fields, but also to bring younger people to continue the fight. Because, I mean, life is life. We age out. We can't
Right.
stay in the fight forever. And then there's such a thing as self-care. If you're going to take care of yourself at best, you have to take a break from it. But
Oh,
you
yeah.
need other people to carry forward. That's one thing.
And then those that are in the fight and have been in the fight for so long, you get tired.
Yeah,
You-
yeah, and
you
we
wear
need
down
other
and wear
people.
out.
We need other people to train and step in our steads, because over time it's just the wear and tear of your psyche, the wear and tear of your physical house is a lot, and there's work for us to do, but we don't have to be to the extremes where we start making poor moves because we're exhausted.
Right.
So I'm looking forward to that, but specifically the medical piece, having conversations about how we can take care of ourselves if you decide to deal in politics or supporting people in politics.
Right.
Because my God, I would never be a candidate, but I do support people who run, and just taking the time to take a listen to what it is that they're facing, that's a burden. Because people are crazy. People are crazy in the political world that leans in on your health, which the medical professionals, especially our medical professionals of color, the things that they see in us, they see a crisis in Black people, in people who are who provide services to other people.
Oh, yeah.
That's an undue stress.
So, it was always taboo to talk about the crisis, especially mental health crisis in the
Mhm.
Black community. It was always taboo to talk about that or speak of that openly, especially amongst Black men.
Mm-hmm.
That is the biggest diagramics or the biggest persons or people
Mm-hmm.
that have some of the biggest problems. But guess what? They never want to go talk to anybody. And then if anybody says you need to talk to somebody, then it's an even bigger problem.
So we have on the front porch particularly, but I know at the station as a whole have been doing things to talk about the mental toll of just being Black.
Mm.
Okay. It is not something that we signed up for. It is not something that we get a rule book as children. It's not even something that's easy to teach people about being Black, but we sure can tell you some of the effects of being Black, right? And there's nothing we can do about this. This is not something we ordered. This is not something that we paid for. There is a mental health toll of paying the Black tax, especially when you're working with other people who don't understand culture or even want to give pause that there are other cultures that exist beyond theirs.
Oh, yeah.
So I hope that the stigma is continuing to decrease, especially as we are attempting to have multiple conversations, multi-generational conversations that, yeah, your brain will crack at some point. And
Right.
then before it cracks, you start doing things to cause yourself harm physically, emotionally, and mentally when things are not right.
Right.
So we have to start addressing this because we got too many people who are leaving as a result. We have young men that's leaving,
Oh, yeah.
50s. 50 is young.
Yeah,
50
I
is
know about it.
50 is young to be burying people for illnesses that are
Right.
brought on just from the first layer of being Black.
Oh, yeah.
Not even adding gender to it.
because I would say this. I went and sat on the couch one time,
Uh-huh.
and I was like, this, that, and other was going on. The lady said, "Well, Mr. Smith, are you depressed?" I was like, "Hmm, I don't think I am." So she was like, "Well, I just met you, but it seems like you used to be the life of the party. Now it's like you're just at the party." I
Mm.
was like, "Lady, how you know me?"
Mm-hmm.
But those are some of the things that transpired because you have those moments. But then at the end of the day, we sitting up there. She was telling me more about her problems. And I thought I was the counselor. I was like, okay, so who's the counselor here? But it's very interesting. But those are some of the things that you got to do. Those are some of the things that we must do. And in Omega, we have a thing that a program is called "Brother, Are You Okay?"
Mm-hmm.
So whereas we advise, we ask members to call other members, especially if you hadn't heard from them,
Mm-hmm.
to ask them to find out, are you okay?
Yeah.
And a lot of times that goes a long way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's important for us to highlight people that have fallen off, I guess, for lack of a better term, or who have pulled away from the group. Sometimes there could be something wrong with them directly, or there may be something that they're supporting
Right.
somebody in, and calling in and checking in on people is most important, to not dismiss that you haven't seen them. And that also requires some acuity, or some people to pay attention to what's going on, because we're so consumed with the stuff that we're
Right.
doing
Right.
that we overlook what's going on around us. So yeah, we have to start doing a better job. We're losing people to suicide, and right now with the financial crisis that we're in, and then people don't want to call it that, but the government being shut down
Right.
is a ripple effect. It has ripple effects, and so we're in a crisis right. My husband works for the government. My family members work for the VA. I have people who work in varying areas of government, and even if you work for the state or city government, that money that comes from the Fed, it has an impact,
Right.
and that is physically stressful, that is mentally stressful, and
Mostly.
emotionally, yeah, all of that is intertwined. So I hope that people will address, like you said, your counselor said that, are you depressed? Some of y'all don't even know what depression
Right.
looks like, because you deal under pressure all
All the
the
time.
time.
They used to have a commercial that says, "Who does depression hurt?" They say everybody.
Mm-hmm.
How does depression feel? Dramatic. So that commercial, it was very eye opening because I've known a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
who fit a lot of that. So as I said on the radio show on yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a man, and I'm here. I'm pushing the Phenomenal Woman Empowerment Conference.
Mm-hmm.
Not only because I'm the chairman of the board, but I have known and I know a lot of phenomenal women. And I will give a shout out to my mom, hi mom, Doris Smith, who is the apple of my eye, and I wouldn't be where I am if it had not been for her being who she is.
Uh-huh.
So if you know my mama in Angel, Louisiana, please tell her hello. And my grandmother, who died at the age of 97 in a house fire.
Oh, wow.
So those are some phenomenal women that has made a drastic impact in my life and has helped me to be the person that I am.
Mm-hmm.
Karen, all the good things that you may
Right.
see in me and of me, that's where they come from. And can you tell the listening audience, because I'm looking at the clock, and we got about
We got about 6 minutes. Yeah.
about 6
What you
minutes
say?
left.
What you got?
So can you tell the audience, the listening audience, why are you a phenomenal woman?
Oh, God.
And
Now you want me to talk about myself.
and other phenomenal women that have made an impact in your life.
So I am, because all of the phenomenal women they exist. Of course, my mother, Elaine Ursula Jones White, she took her rest in 2012, but because of her, I am considered by some to be a phenomenal woman because I am bold. My mother was very bold, and I'm grateful for her for that. And then the phenomenal women whose care she left me in: Dr. Jerry Eli, my godmother, Dr. Nicole Kimberly Lewis Jackson, my cousin, Dr. Alicia Reed, Alicia Gaucher Reed. That is one of my cousins. She's a phenomenal woman. Lisa Lafayette, Dr. Lisa Ruffin. Oh my God. I mean, it's so many different women who have shaped who I am, and allow for me and allow for encouragement for my own daughter. Those phenomenal women who exist, the phenomenal listeners, my goodness, how they pour into me.
Oh, yeah.
That is something serious. But because of those women, I am. Because of the women who knew how to engage other people and work with people in community, I get to do what it is that I do now. So yeah, shout out to all of the phenomenal women who touched my life and who have touched the lives of many others. I want to celebrate one phenomenal young woman and the phenomenal women who are attached to her and me. Whitley Smith, who is a senior at Southern University at New Orleans, was one of my fourth grade students.
Okay.
She is a senior maid on the Royal Court. She's a member of Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated. And her mentor is Dr. Ashanta Wyatt, who is also a sister of mine, along with her mother, Shelby Smith Savage. So all of the women who I come in contact with, who we can figure out by people we know, the things that we know, to make community safe and to be helpful to future generations. I am because they are.
There it is.
Yeah.
And so on Friday, we're going to celebrate all of the phenomenal women that are here, that are walking with us. And we're going to celebrate all of them that walked before us,
Yes.
that have allowed us to not only walk, but taught us how to walk.
Yes.
You know, so be ready, be there.
Yes.
That's all I ask you
Get
to
your
do.
ticket
Just be there.
on Eventbrite. I will post the flyer and that has the link as well for you to purchase your tickets. The college students, to all colleges who are who want to come to the Phenomenal Woman Empowerment Conference. Get your student tickets. Come through on Friday. Get next to some seasoned women and figure and talk to them on how they went about handling things. You don't have to recreate the wheel. That is very difficult and a lot of work. And if you don't have to do that, you can benefit from the experience of these young women. I mean, of these women who have gone before you. Take their cues and chew the meat and spit out the bones, because all of the things may not be applicable, especially if they have been in the profession for a long time. But that does not mean that they don't have useful information that they can share with you and encourage you. Because somebody who's already done something telling you that you can do it matters a little more than somebody who hasn't done that thing that you're trying to do. But yeah, seek out making community with people in different generations so that you can be ahead of the curve of what's coming down the pipe.
And before we end the show, I'd like to give a shout out to everybody over at Mount Olivet Cemetery in Mausoleum. I was over there previously doing a ribbon cutting ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to all of the staff and people over there. Shout out to Councilman Eugene Green, who was there. And I hope to see all of you on Friday.
Yes.
And next week will be Black Adsy again on Black to Business. And next week we will have the board of directors for the New Orleans Regional Black Chamber of Commerce, so you can know who they are,
Okay.
what they're doing, and how we're going to move and groove, and not the rest of the year, but the many years to come.
That's perfect. And where's the next meetup for the Black professionals?
Oh, the next first Friday?
Yes.
So it isn't and I hadn't signed everything. It's not in
It's
ink
not
yet.
ready yet? Okay.
So what we're trying to do, and I'm going to go ahead and say it.
Go ahead.
So we're looking at doing the next First Friday, which will be on Friday, November the 7th, 2025, at the Zulu Social Aid and Pleasure Club, the Zulu Lounge.
Okay.
Should be open or reopen on October 31st,
Okay.
Halloween.
There you go. Halloween night.
You know, Halloween night. So if you ain't got nothing else to do, come and celebrate with the brothers of the Zulu Social Aid and Pleasure Club. And on this Friday at 7:30 North Broad at the Glapion Hall, the Zulu Witch Doctor, 2026 Zulu Witch Doctor, Brother James Cam Rayford, will be having his hobo costume party.
Oh,
And guess how much that costs, ladies
how
and gentlemen?
much is it?
$3.99.
$3.99.
So see you there.
All right, y'all.